showing off some pretty good skills, playing really well. And again, he's always the aggressor, so Predu's forced to use the blue pill, the adamant, getting out of his stun, and then Donjon just proccing it a little bit later, dodging the skills, and then getting an air combo almost every single time straight out of that, or getting yet another CC, because he's still immune, whereas Predu is already vulnerable again.
Yeah. It's been working out very well for Dungeon, and he just seems one step ahead right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Needs one more to close it out and earn third place in the second Imperial EU tournament, and the last one before the game actually comes out, because this is the last closed beta, I believe.
Yep, it is.
So after this week is done, we'll have a little bit of a break, and but then the next time we see you guys, we'll all be in the official release of the game. And hopefully we can continue doing these tournaments for you guys and show more entertaining matches.
Incredibly fun to watch. Watching all these players, and especially when I'm watching these EU matches with a lot of different classes, it's always very enjoyable to watch these Kung Fu Masters, Blade Dance Masters, like all of the classes really being represented here.
Yeah. Here we go. What could be the last match for Dungeon. He just needs to close out this win, and there's a good tech chase finally from Predu. Catches the reflex roll. Flame Wheel being spent by Dungeon, but not procced, and Dungeon following suit. Chases down the reflex roll. He uses a tab. Both players' tab is down, but the Daze gets followed up on for Dungeon, and he gets the grab off of it. Here's a pull. Is there going to be a reflex roll? Still no. Shield stun. This could be a lot of damage, and finally the blue buff gets popped into the air combo, but Predu doesn't get the follow-up. Procs the counter, but doesn't get the knockdown on it. There's a reflex roll being chased down with a kick. He uses the knee into the grab. This is looking really bad for Predu. Tab might be up in maybe another 10 seconds. I don't think it's available. He tries to go for the air launcher, but doesn't quite get it, and Predu does. Dungeon put on the floor, and he actually uses a slow get up. He has a tab available. There's a Daze. Vortex is in with the jump. Predu answers with his own tab and gets a grab off of the Daze. Predu at very low health right now. Dungeon just needs a little bit more. How is he going to make it happen? He still has his blue buff up. He uses a pool, but the fire spin is going to cancel that out. Dungeon's going to answer in kind. He wants to play this game of chicken, and he's going to continue fire spinning. Predu at a sliver of health. And he jumps in with the blue buff and ends it with the axe crit. And Dungeon will take third place in the second Imperial EU tournament. Beautifully done by Dungeon, just looking so dominant. After his first loss, he just went to win 6 games straight and close out this best of 5, third, fourth place match, earning third place. And that's going to be our first high-placing destroyer in the EU tournaments.
Yes, it is. Yeah, very impressive play from him. Definitely outclassing Predu in this third place match. So next up we do have finals. All right, and that is, let me check, it's gonna be Red Ace versus Empathy. So we have a Kung Fu Master versus a Blade Dancer.
You guys want to talk a little bit about the giveaway and
sure.
whatnot? Imperial Network.
What do we have for the giveaway?
So you want to go ahead, Everest.
So for our giveaway at the end of the stream, we have 2 initiate packs, courtesy of NCSoft. Thank you very much. You have to be on the stream in order to win. We're gonna give you a keyword, and you type it into chat, and you have a chance to win one of the initiate packs. Rainy?
What's up?
Do you want to talk about Imperial Network?
Yes, I do. The Imperial Network is a community hub, basically. And what it is we gather content creators and people who have a skill set of some sort, either a strong player or somebody who contributes a lot in terms of guides or informational things, or I suppose even very entertaining things. And it's also a way to connect the North American region with the European region and help gain popularity for all these people working hard, making good content. So what we do is we basically share information and help advertise for each other. And if you want to join the network, you can make a post or find the post on the Blade and Soul Dojo forums and make a reply to it. And then the people in the network will take a look at your content and take a look at it and see what they like and see what you might want to change, and then help you kind of just advertise your things. So that's what the Imperial Network is for, and we're all doing that to try to help build a solid foundation for the Blade and Soul content creation community, and also for the more skilled players in the community too. Try to get their name out there and hopefully motivate people to get better at the game, and also find more avenues through which players can enjoy the game.
Thanks for that.
Alright, thank you, Rainy. So now we will continue with the finals. I already have Red Ace in my party. Are you guys ready as well?
Yes, all our party members are ready.
Awesome, and I am going to invite you.
Blade Dancer Empathy, who has already chewed through one of the Kung Fu Master representatives in this tournament. And maybe that's going to... I wonder if that's going to give him an edge in this. And I'm very interested to see this, because I want to see what the differences in style and approach to this game are. For Shiro, she seemed to have a pretty basic strategy against Blade Dancer, just try to play around the stun cooldowns. She did use Tremor a little more aggressively. Tabs were still available sometimes when she committed to it, but she had very good defensive play. Let's see how Red Eyes adjusts. Empathy versus Red Eyes in the finals of the second Imperial tournament. Who's going to get the opener? Empathy commonly got the opener against Shiro, and he's going to get the opener this time around with a grab, but no follow-up. Blade Barrier being popped. Red Eyes tries to use the Ice Flower, but I think he gets the jump instead. He uses his tab early, and this could be really bad. Here comes the Blade Draw, animation canceling into the Pentaslash. That's going to do quite a bit of damage. Red Eyes down to about 20% health now. Going to backdash and get the knockdown. We've seen that many times. Into the Blazing Palm, but doesn't get the CC. Slow get up option is going to let Empathy get out for free. The Strafe Dodge is going to avoid the grab. That's going to be a sigh of relief for Red Eyes, but he's still very behind. Reflex Roll gets chased down by the kick. He gets knocked down. Counter, not being procced. And Empathy is looking really strong in this match. Sends him into the air combo, and this could be the end for the first game. And he does close it out. Empathy going up 1-0 against Red Eyes.
Yeah, Red Eye's already calling the GG quite early there. After his tap was gone, getting another stun onto him. Yeah, he was already pretty confident that he's going to lose that match.
Yeah, when you open with a tab that early, it's definitely a risky play.
Yeah.
And your goal from doing that is to try to catch your opponent with a tab, chase down the reflex roll, and then outplay your opponent in those next few moments to earn yourself a big stun. Because even though you spend your tab early, and your opponent still has a lot of cooldowns and is able to do a lot of damage, what you're banking on is that you know exactly what your opponent is going to do next, you're going to outplay him, and then you hit your stun on your opponent. And because you yourself use your tab early too, you have a lot of your own cooldowns left. And so you can actually, put him into, say, like a Rising Dragon Pressure Point Tremor Stun combo, and that could end the match in just one go. And I think that's what Red Eyes was going for, but the execution wasn't quite there. Maybe it was too much of a call-out for Red Eyes to try for that. And Empathy being really good about making sure Red Eyes has no chance to come back into the game.
Yep, that was definitely a quick match. Not used to seeing that with Red Eyes. Well, we do see him destroying his opponents really quick at some points, but not actually seeing him getting destroyed so quickly.
Yeah, really well done by Empathy. Let's see if he can make that happen again. Red Eyes hopefully going to be a lot more patient with the tab. He gets grabbed up into the opener, going to respawn with the ice block. Triple kick is going to whiff. He gets a knockdown. Tries to go for the Rising Dragon, but it whiffs. And unfortunately, you don't have the Vortex in this version of the game. That would have pulled Empathy in. But doesn't exist for North America. He gets countered on a knockdown. Something that he was avoiding very well against his Destroyer opponent. And he's going to get animation canceling, doing left button 2. Red Eye's doing damage as if Empathy was a raid boss, but that's going to put Empathy down at about 60% health. Red Eye still needs to find a way in to get good animation canceling damage. Tries for the sweep, but doesn't get it. Red Eyes is just playing defensively. He's looking for the triple kick proc. Gets the knockdown. Blazing Palm being spent. Rising Dragon being spent. There's a tab finally. Tremor is still an option. Red Eye's finally getting... Empathy finally finding some feet of his own. Gets a counterattack with a charge into the air combo. Into the grab. Red Eyes. What can you do after this? Here comes a Blade Draw. Tab finally being spent, but Blade Barrier is going to prevent the daze from happening. Backdashes. Uses the Ice Flower. He's going to be a little bit safe. Procs instantly cancels the Ice Block into the Martial Dance, into the air combo. There's a leading palm and the tremor on the reflex roll, and this is the end. The animation canceling, beautifully done by Red Eyes. Very good positioning on the air combo, and that was a good read.
Yeah, especially on the ice combo, just breaking the ice instantly. He wasn't even in there for half a second, and then going for the stun, and Empathy just wasn't ready for that. And yeah, Red Eyes being able to combo out of that and finishing him off. Beautiful mind game, just breaking the ice so quick that Empathy just couldn't react.
Yeah, you got the martial dance into the air combo, and upon landing from the air combo, you use the leading palm. And then, I mean, almost no matter what option Empathy took at that point, I think it was a lost game because that tremor, again, on both of your knockdown options, it's very effective.
Yep.
If you slow get up, you still get stunned. If you countered, you still get stunned. And he just waited. He just waited that one moment to make sure that the reflex roll was accounted for. Empathy chose to use the reflex roll and ended up getting punished for it. All right. So it's going to be 1-1 now. Red Eyes coming alive, putting himself on the scoreboard, tying it up versus Empathy. Empathy has been getting the opener consistently every single time. Let's see if that happens again. Ice Block being spent by Red Eyes. He's going to try to dodge away and does get grabbed in the end. Drop now into the Pentaslash for Empathy. He's classically going for his air combos now. Maybe a lightning draw, and he does do it. Gets a blade draw stun and strafes away from the tab. It's going to be a good job for Empathy. Gets chased down, and dodging the tab does Red Eyes. Reflex rolls away and doesn't get punished on it. Slow get up and doesn't get punished on it. Knockdown into the Rising Dragon, and the counter is actually going to avoid that. That's why you have to use Tremor. And maybe that's a mistake that's going to cost Red Eyes the game. He could have gotten a big combo off of that. Going to get out of the grab and tries for the triple kick, but the Blade Barrier is going to stop the stun from happening. And what a fatal error for Red Eyes. Let's see if he can make his way back. He's at 10% health, and he has a lot of distance to make up. Gonna use his Ice Block again. Empathy has tab available in about 3 seconds, and a good backdash from Red Eyes to avoid that blade draw. Pentaslash being dodged again. Red Eyes has full stacks on his agility, but gets grabbed up, and this could be the end. Gonna get dropped. Ooh, he actually gets countered. And Red Eyes gets a new lease on life, chases down the reflex roll with his martial dance. Tab is still available for Empathy. Rising Dragon, there's a tab. He's reflex rolling, gets caught by the vortex, tabs on his own. Blazing Palm, he's got the tremor. Here comes the animation canceling, pressure point is applied. He needs one more stun. He's gonna put him into the air. No, he doesn't even need it. He closes it out.
What a
Red Eyes
turnaround!
at 10% health. From out of nowhere, he just comes back and takes Empathy down from 90% to nothing.
That damage, what a turnaround! Just so impressive. Wow.
That was amazing. That is the Kung Fu Master for sure.
Especially someone who knows how to animation cancel and getting the damage in. What a god. Yes, chat's saying what a god.
Oh my
God. That is true.
I mean, I thought the comeback of X-Shade versus, I think it was Dungeon. I thought that comeback was amazing.
Yeah, against, I think it was, Dungeon, where he lost his cat. And that comeback, yeah.
I thought that comeback was amazing, but this one, 10%, and Blade Dancer had 90%, and he has a tab, and he had his tab.
That just shows you should, especially as a Kung Fu master, just never give up. You can combo people down so well, and you have so many evades that even if you're at 10%, it's not that easy for the enemy to just finish you off. It's just never give up, and yeah, it paid out, and he just clutched the win there.
Yeah, and Empathy did very well to punish the reflex roll with his Vortex, but the tab was still available for the Kung Fu Master, and that ended up giving Red Eyes the opportunity he needed to win. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. So Red Eyes is going to take the first game. Let's see. Stun opener for Empathy into the charge stun. Gets some chi back, and he's going to put Red Eyes into the air combo. Maybe the grab. And he does it. Drops him. Pentaslash. Nope. Blade draw. Tab being spent by Ryudeus. Reflex roll. Tries to punish it with Martial Dance, but misses the timing just by a bit. Blade draw still up for Empathy. He's looking to do some damage, but Ice Block is going to defuse that situation. Knockdown. The counter being baited out. Uses the Rising Dragon, and tab is being spent by Empathy. If Ryudeus survives this moment, he could make some big damage with the Tremor and Pressure Point. Slow get up, gets punished. Counter, doesn't get punished. The Vortex gets avoided. Triple kick. Trying to get the free stun, but doesn't quite get it. Grab. There's still 10 seconds left.